Hello, everyone. How is everyone doing, my darlings? It is so good to be here with you all on this glorious day where I get to rip a new anus for our ginger doofus, Prince Harry, who has once again shown us how much of an idiot he truly is. I hope you all are doing well. I hope you all are having a wonderful day, evening, night, wherever you are. And thank you again for being here. Let us discuss our favorite ginger dimwit, who I love to tear into for all of his stupidity. We know Harry is a dumbass, but every single time he opens his mouth, he shows us just how much of a moron he truly is. There are days when I think I could not be surprised by what comes out of his mouth, out of his stupid orifice, out of out of that glob that he calls an orifice. Harry is a moron. Harry is an idiot. And let me show you again why Harry deserves to have tomatoes thrown at him wherever he goes, and why Harry deserves to never have anything done for him, because Harry has shown us that he is never a gracious individual. He is never a person who will thank someone for their graciousness. He will never, ever thank anyone for what they have done, but instead, Harry will take and take and take and be expected to be given and handed things to him, only to later throw you under the bus, to take a swipe at you not once publicly, but twice publicly, and to make you out to be a fool, to regret ever giving you free tickets to the World Series. What am I talking about, my darlings? Well, let's talk about this. Let me first of all remind you guys that Harry has a habit of putting his big ass feet in his mouth. Harry is a bully. Okay, so whenever Harry always goes to give someone a compliment, there's always some backhanded meaning towards it where he's really taking a jab at you. And Harry really put this into words when Spare was ghost written for him. He talked about when he would punch his bodyguards, knowing that they couldn't hit him back. So he would just push their buttons and smack them around, knowing that they couldn't react or anything. I showed you that video of Taylor Hawkins many times where he said that Harry came over and smashed him in the face because he said he was tired from travel. And when he was going to react, his bodyguards stepped forward. But we all remember when Harry was receiving that ridiculous aviation award. Okay. And what did he do to John Travolta? John Travolta, who literally flies his own planes. John Travolta, who literally has his own runway in the back of his backyard in Jupiter, Florida. I think it was in Jupiter, Florida. Yeah, he owns multiple planes himself. But yet this alleged living legend, Prince Harry, does not have any wings. Okay, let me remind you of that. While I show you this video, I'm going to pull up something else that I just remembered that is in my bookmarks that I should pull up for you guys to see, because everyone always says, Harry is a pilot. Harry is a pilot. Harry is a pilot. Well, no, Harry is not a pilot. He doesn't have his pilot's license. Unlike William, he never goes and does his training, because in order to hold on to your pilot license, you have to have a certain number of hours and training to keep it. And clearly, Harry, being the drunken, delusional dumbass that he is, who loves being drugged up, who loves drinking, who can't control his mouth, is not a pilot. We all know this, but there is a video that I have in my bookmarks that I saved. So let me show you this other video of what Harry said to John Travolta, and then I'll look for the other one. Watch this.
Award.
This is nice. Thanks very much, Captain John. Don't go running away.
I was 1 year old. I was 1 year old when you danced with my mum. As you told everybody here, and continue to dine out on that probably every single night. But look at us now. It's great. So if we're not going to dance together, we'll fight together. That's it. Thank you. We're done.
He's such an ignorant, pompous asshole. The way he spoke to John Travolta, oh, you just how you've dined. Let me play it again, okay? Now that I shut my mouth and let you guys listen to it, let me play it again and I'm going to stop it and give my points how sick this is.
Award.
This is nice. Thanks very much, Captain John. Don't go running away.
Everyone give him a wave, like telling the audience what to do. See, with Harry, the thing is he's gone through life with people feeling like they need to laugh at his shenanigans because, oh, he's a prince. What are you going to say to him? Now, let me continue on with this because you can tell like the laughter is kind of like, whatever, like they're just pacifying him, right? But let me continue on.
1 year old. I was 1 year old when you danced with my mum. As you told everybody here, and continue to dine out on that probably every single night.
So he says to John Travolta, I was 1 year old when you danced with my mom and you've dined out on that story every single night. Hello, dumbass. You are the one who is literally desecrating your mother's memory and legacy ever since you got with Meghan Markle, who convinced you that she is the second coming of your mother, that she is Diana 2.0. Clearly, that was not a big enough red flag for you to be like, shit, why would I want someone who is like my mother? Why would I want to be banging my mummy? I should probably get some psychiatric help for that. I know, hens, like the irony is that he and Harkle dine out on his mum every second, all the time. But how dare anyone else have any stories to share about Diana or anything? Exactly, Freya. He and his wife have pissed all over Diana's legacy. Harry is an idiot. Molly, what did he say? I couldn't see that. Oh, yeah, because if our dear gray voice had an eye operation, so they are currently our resident pirate of the community with their eye patch. But what he said is, let me turn up the sound and play it again, and I'll go line by line.
Award.
This is nice.
Well, let me remind you guys, first of all, this Aviation, Legends of Aviation Awards night that is held every night is held by an academy called the Kitty Hawk Foundation. Kitty as in Kiddie, as in little child. So, I mean, come on. You got little man baby Prince Harry receiving a bot for award.
Thanks very much, Captain John.
He says, thanks very much, Captain John.
I was 1 year old. I was 1 year old when you danced with my mum.
I was 1 year old when you danced with my mum.
As you told everybody here, and continue to dine out on that probably every single.
As you've told everybody here and continue to dine out on that probably every single night.
But look at us now. It's great.
But look at us now.
So if we're not going to dance together, we'll fight together.
It's great. So if we're not going to dance together, we'll fly together. Well, the only difference here is, Harry, that John Travolta can actually fly and you can't. The only time you fly is after a couple snorts or a couple of Red Bulls. That's the only time you go flying. Other than that, no, you definitely don't go flying at all. So that's Harry. Harry is the type where he will always take digs at people thinking that it's funny, but it's not, because that is what an insecure bully does. He thinks that he is funny because he is insecure. He's a prince. He thinks that he can go make all these backhanded compliments towards people and others have to laugh, when in reality, he's an ass. So Harry has made an even bigger ass out of himself recently, because we all saw him when he attended the World Series with Meghan, where they went to the LA Dodgers game. And let me pull up some original footage that I have. You guys know I must come with the receipts all the time. So what's the issue? Prince Harry, the idiot rogue prince of the British royal family, went to the Dodgers game during the World Series. And Hollywood Fix was there with their cameras, where you will see in this video Harry getting out of the vehicle with an LA Dodgers cap in hand. You see that, right? Do we see anyone holding a gun to his head? Do you see anyone threatening Harry to hold that or anything? I'm just mentioning this because you will see after why. So let me just play this image, this footage for you, and we will continue.
We're gonna go right this way.
Meghan.
The funny thing is that no other celebrities, actual Hollywood A-list celebrities, required this type of security, required this type of entourage with them. But this is what Meghan and Harry want. Well, this is what Meghan wants, because when you are insecure, when you know you are an insignificant speck, when nobody likes you, you tend to put on a show like this, pretending like you are someone special. We saw many, many celebrities at the game that day, did we not? And not one of them required an entourage of security. We had Brad Pitt there. We had Johnny Knoxville there. We had Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers there. We had even Meghan's ugly boyfriend from Suits was there too. He had better seats and he was actually wearing a Blue Jays hat. But so what happened? So Harry obviously got dragged for absolute filth for wearing an LA hat, considering the fact his father is the king. And a lot of people said it would have looked a lot cuter, say, if Meghan wore the LA hat and Harry wore a Blue Jays hat. It would have looked a lot better. It would have made for better press. However, what does Harry do? Of course, Harry jets over to the earth while William is winning hearts in Brazil. And just let me just show you. The women in Brazil, the people of Brazil and Rio love Prince William. The amount of press that he got there, and even to this day, the media down there is going crazy. There is he's like the Brazilian Perez Hilton. Okay. His name is Hugo Gloss, I think it is. And he is the biggest squatty, Sussex squatty ever. When William was in Rio for Earthshot, Hugo couldn't stop fawning over William and had to even come to the realization that, look, Prince William is a sweet, kind, caring individual. I came in contact with him. We spoke. He's very down to earth, hands on. There is an aura about him, and he has turned around. He has changed his mind. But look, the women loved Prince William. Look at this. I mean, you blame them.
How are you?
Babe, I wish I could put my hand around William's chiseled waist like that too. I chihuahua. I'm getting all hot in the collar. Let me stop. Let me not go there today. But Brazil and Rio and everyone loves Diana's real son. Harry really wants the attention is bad. You are completely right. You are completely right. I'm going to be your new dad. That's a hilarious name. Some of these screen names are so funny. So what does Harry do? So how does Harry think that, hey, maybe how I should react or respond to the backlash of me wearing a LA Dodgers hat as well? So Harry went, while he was exploiting these veterans and taking photos that were promptly published through Reuters, and just disgusting. I mean, there are images of Harry. I'm not going to show the images because I'm not going to exploit these veterans. But there is an image of Harry kissing the hand of an elderly veteran And I just look at it and I'm like, you know what, Harry, you fucking asshole, go kiss your father's hand who doesn't have much left on this planet, you dumbass. How about you go kiss his hand instead of putting on this show of kissing veterans? I mean, he goes around like one of those gross, crooked politicians thinking that if he kisses a veteran, that people will think differently of him and forget everything that he's done. But this was, I think you guys can hear my throat. Hold on. Pardon me. But this was Harry's response to wearing the LA hat. And this stupid idiot here not only insults the person that gave Harry and his wench the free tickets to the World Series game. Let me remind everyone that those seats that Harry and Meghan were sitting in, I know that Kevin O'Sullivan for Talk TV, for some odd reason, is quoting Kinsey Schofield, who claimed that those seats would have only cost $1,000. No, actually, those seats during the World Series would have each gotten about $18,000 per seat. Those seats during the World Series could have fetched a lot of money. However, Harry and Meghan got the seats for free. They drank for free. They ate for free. Then what did Harry do on CTV News Canada here? He took a massive dump on the owners of the team. Just watch this. And let me remind you, the LA Dodgers have 4 owners. Magic Johnson is one of the owners. And is it 4 owners or 3 owners, including Magic Johnson? Let me look that up while you guys are watching this. And this ginger prick was sat in front of Dodgers legend Sandy Koufax, of all people. I mean, seriously, watch this. I mean, he just spat all over LA and the owners. Just tooey.
Anything you'd like to say at all about wearing that LA Dodgers hat last week and getting it hot
LA
water?
Dodgers hat gate. Well, firstly, I would like to apologise to Canada for wearing it. Secondly, I was under duress. There wasn't much choice. I was
under duress. And look at this fucking smirk he has on his face. If I would just get that shitty smirk off your face, you little bitch. Why don't you take responsibility for once? Just say, my wife forced me to wear it because she owns my balls in her fucking purse. How about that? Look at this stupid smirk. I was under duress. Do you know what duress means? It's when you're under confinement, when you're being forced, or when threats are made against your life. That's what's being under duress. Who was doing that? Harry, you jackass. Let me just replay this and I'll shut the hell up.
Anything you'd like to say at all about wearing that LA Dodgers hat last week and getting it hot
LA
water?
Dodgers hat gate. Well, firstly, I would like to apologise to Canada for wearing it. Secondly, I was under duress. There wasn't much choice. I was invited to the LA Dodgers box, or the dugout, by the owner himself, so I was doing what I thought was the polite thing to do. But I'm going to wear this from now on to make
you are such a fucking loser. My apologies, my en français, pardon my French, my friends, but you are such a pathetic loser. The owners let you have these free tickets because your wife wanted to fuck the cameraman to make sure that everyone saw that she was at the game for free, because that's what you royal beggars have turned into. Just a couple of tin can shaking losers who are constantly looking for a handout. And then once you get that handout, you take a massive shit on the people who gave it to you.
I'm going to wear this from now on to make sure I don't make any more of those mistakes. But the other piece to this was, as you could probably relate, when you're missing a lot of hair on top and you're sitting under floodlights, you'll take any hat that's available.
Is this not a admission that Harry is insecure of his baldness? And please tell me, what kind of drugs does one need to take for his pupils to be the size of pinpricks. Myself, working in the pharmaceutical field and having my degree in pharmaceuticals, I know what kind of pharmaceutical drugs and what kind of substances do that. But to those that are watching this on the replay, let me know in the comments below what kind of substances would make a person react in this manner for their eyes to be as small as pinpricks. Look at this guy, just completely out of it. Out of it. Look at this. I have never seen Harry so addled, drugged addled, and messed up. Just look at where he's standing too. File folders everywhere. This is someone's office. What a loser.
So, game 5, game 6, game 7, I was Blue Jays throughout.
No, you weren't.
Now that I've
This tells us that Harry and Meghan do nothing but scroll online and listen to what is being written about them at all times. So not only does Harry shit the bed on the Dodgers owners, okay?
I did that. It's going to be really hard for me to return back to Los Angeles. But no, I'm very sorry to the Canadian public. Devastated that the Blue Jays lost, but go Jays.
I think you'd like to.
What an idiot. What an idiot. Let's just see how much in duress Harry was, because I remember he looked quite happy, like a pig in shit, while he was at the game. He looked quite happy and was having one hell of a time hanging out. I mean, who could forget this game? Who could forget this? This doesn't scream duress to me. Remember this? Let's go! I love how Meghan has her husband in the ugliest ways. Look at this. Blech. Could you imagine that thing on top of you? I 100% believe that if Meghan and Harry still do the horizontal bed hopping together, that they definitely do it in the dark, doggy style, all lights off, and Harry wears a paper bag over his head, just in case if she catches a glance of him. Yuck. Gross. But so this Harry claims he's in duress. He was in duress. I'm sorry. So Harry actually took a shit all over because I looked it up here for you guys. The LA Dodgers are owned by the Guggenheim let me start that again. The LA Dodgers are owned by the Guggenheim Baseball Management, which is a group led by controlling owner Mark Walter. The ownership group also includes minority partners such as Magic Johnson, Peter Guber, Stan Kasten, Bobby Patton, Todd Boehly, Billie Jean King, Ilya Kloss, Alan Samolsky, and Robert L. Plummer. However, the controlling owner is Mark Walters. So Harry basically took a massive dump all over the owner and chairman of the LA Dodgers there. I wonder how he feels. And not only did Harry, he didn't just stop it right there, right? He didn't just stop it right there. He took it a step further, because later on, when Harry attended the True Love Patriot Foundation Gala, which was paid for and sponsored by hold on a second. Let me find the name of the group that sponsored the gala event. And just so you guys know, you know who else was at this event? Rob Ford. Yes. Doug Ford, not Rob Ford, the crack smoker, but his brother Doug Ford, who, all just a bunch of greasy individuals, in my opinion here. But let me show you this event. Here we go. So this event, let me come back to this video here. So the gala event that Harry attended, was paid to attend, was in Toronto, and it was proudly sponsored by Liuna. So Liuna is basically a union that employs a bunch of people, and I don't know, I didn't really look too much into it, but maybe I will. So basically they said that this gala event was in support of Canada's veterans and military families, but I don't know. I don't see any veterans or military families. And let me just tell you something, that while these wieners are here doing this, there are many veterans who are still sleeping on the streets, homeless. Look at these dorks and all their like participation medals. And then you see veterans and they don't have as many medals as this. Like, this is like just honorable medals that they received for who knows why, but not any actual service done to the military. Okay, these people are all frauds who are just throwing a gala event just to pat themselves on the back and say, look, we did something good this year. Stephen, thank you, my darling, says Harry can't stand up due to his hair loss drugs. Harry can't stand up or produce children due to his undescended testicle that was later hidden as a hernia surgery. We all remember that, don't we? But let me go back to this video, because not only, like I said, did Harry shit on the owners on CTV, but listen to what he said during his speech at this tribute dinner, basically, okay, that Harry went to. Listen to this. And Harry there was wearing his participation medals, and he was wearing his KVCO, which Queen Elizabeth basically bestowed on him for the Invictus Games, which in my opinion should now be stripped from him, because all he's done is monetize Invictus Games and turned it into his own personal piggy bank for him and his wife, while that veteran, Scott Snow, that I showed you guys, is still suffering and still has unpaid bills and is dealing with the fallout since his injuries in Dusseldorf. But listen to how and what Harry said about the owners here. Just plunge the knife even deeper, Harry, you stupid idiot.
I think it's important that we once again address the blue-hatted elephant in the room.
Once again.
What was the elephant in the room? But now, well, I was going to do this in French, but let's just do it in English. I am truly sorry for wearing a Dodgers hat. No excuses, but there were two reasons for wearing it. First, our host that night, and those who haven't watched CTV News, this is important. First, our host that night was the owner of the Dodgers, and I believed it was a polite thing to do. And as Canadians,
he thinks it was a polite thing to do, but earlier he said he was under duress, like he had to do it. You never realize that Molly has a soft spot for Harry, as soft as his bald ass head. That's what.
you would support that. Second, hang on. Second, the 900,000 watt floodlights shining down on an ever-increasing bald spot. And given that level of scrutiny, I think I'd even worn a Yankees hat. Okay, maybe not a Yankees hat, but you get the dynamic, right? And as for my wife, well, she lived in Toronto for years and has deep affection for this city. So much so that many people...
You know Meghan wrote this for him, because he always has to mention my wife. There even is a line where he says that he thanks Canada for his wife because that's where she's from. You idiot, your wife is from LA. She's from Woodland Hills. Your wife was born in California. She's not Canadian, you moron.
People around the world still believe that she is, in fact, Canadian.
He claims that people around the world think that Meghan Markle is Canadian. Nobody believes Meghan Markle is Canadian, because she has made it clear herself. I'm an LA girl. I'm a California girl. I go barefooted like where Californians always do.
People around the world still believe that she is, in fact, Canadian. So I think hopefully you can forgive her as a native Californian for her Dodgers loyalty, even if just for one evening. But truthfully, and jokes aside, this city will always mean a great deal to me. You provided me a wife.
This city will always mean a great deal to me. You provided me a wife? What the oh my God, you idiot. You are such a cuckold little bitch. Clearly, Meghan wrote this for him. Look at his face. You look stupid. And let me remind you, this reminds me of this exact moment, and what he said reminds me of when Prince William he did a speech, and in his speech, he mentioned that Scotland was a very special place to him because it's where he met his future wife, right? Do you guys remember that? Let me find that. Let me see if I can find that clip. Let me see if I can find it here. It says, let me find it here. He mentioned it, and if I don't find it, you guys know that I will find it and I will post it in my next video. It was during one of his speeches that he gave up there, and this is definitely a straight up copy. I'm going to find it. You know what? I'm going to find it and do the comparison on my Twitter account and post the link there for you guys, because it's not, sometimes it just doesn't come up when you're looking for it. And I get it. That just happens. But Harry is such a loser. Harry, you married a woman who now has you going around to these events singing for your money that she could spend on her shitty ass ever products, which aren't selling at all. But this is what Harry does. Harry is an idiot. Harry is a moron. He claimed he was under duress. I hope when he goes back to LA that he gets tomatoes thrown at him, that people boo him wherever they see him, because Harry, you are nothing but a traitor. You have shown time and time again that the only person you will ever be loyal to is yourself and that raggedy Soho escort trollop you married called Meghan Markle, who has dragged you into the abyss where even Hollywood individuals, where even the celebrities, nobody likes you. And the funny thing is that celebrity and being a celebrity, they always fawn over royalty because that is on a higher level than being a celebrity. But yet Harry has got it backwards because he married a woman who is dumber than a box of rocks, just like he is. But let's see what you guys have to say here. Kay Fabbert says, I can't believe that people actually listen to him talk. I mean, they're stuck in the room. They're seated. They're adults. I mean, if I was there, I'd probably be like, boo! I'll give you $10 to get off the stage. Boo! That would be me. Okay? But these are adults here that are like, oh, look, we're in the presence of a prince, because he still has the prince title. But hopefully, Charles will crack that whip sooner or later, be like, psh, psh, psh. Gone are those titles for you. There's an article that's come out that claims that Meghan is going to sue William if he tries to take away the Duchess of Sussex titles. I need to make a video about that because that is hilarious. But you guys, I need to get going. Oh, Martha, you put it up here. Prince William mentioned that he and Catherine spent time in Kenya, where he proposed to her on a holiday in 2010. They were staying at a private log cabin on Mount Kenya. Yeah, I remember that. But then in this speech that he gave, he said the place where you meet your future wife will always hold a special place in his heart. I got to find that clip. I know I have it. It's in the Rolodex somewhere. And I'll just compare the two and just show that, look, Meghan goes through all of Diana's speeches, all of William's speeches, and tries to see what she can take from William's speech and throw it into Harry's speech to say it about her, because we all know that Meghan probably has called Harry William a couple times in the bedroom, and Harry probably thought nothing of it. I'd love to see her I'd love to see her do that too, because we all know she's an idiot. This is the same woman who tried to go after the IRS, okay, over $800 instead of just paying it. Yeah, okay. But anyways, my darlings, I'm going to get going. I'm going to rest my voice here. An old geezer, thank you, my darling. I hope you're doing well. Love seeing you in the chat here. I love seeing all of you in the chat, but thank you for the Meghan's Mole membership. I'm going to get myself together here. I've got some errands to run. We are going to do a special Friday night Meghan's Mole membership chat where for the first time ever, I will open up the panel for you guys to come up and have your say, and we are going to have a chit chat conversation. We are going to have a fun time, and it's going to be the first time ever that we are going to have a panel discussion where you can come up and say what you have to say, vent a little, say what you want about the royal family, the Prince Andrew nonsense that's going on. So make sure that you pay attention to my community tab, because once I set up the members only, I will advertise it there. And come and join me for our very first special edition of Meghan's Mole and the panel, basically, the free open panel for everyone to have a discussion. And I will catch you all later. Look, thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you all. Thank you, Stephen, for the super sticker. Thank you, An Old Geezer, as always, for the memberships that you give out. If you received one from An Old Geezer, make sure you say thank you. But my darlings, I will run to see you later. Let me know what you think of Harry and that idiot who basically always bites the hand that feeds him. Instead of taking accountability, instead of being gracious for what he was given, he always shits on everyone. He always takes a massive leaky turd all over the people that basically give him freebies. All they do is just all over them. That's it. I don't think Harry deserves shit from anyone. He shows himself for who he is all the time. But anyways, my darlings, I will catch you all later. Thank you, my lovelies, for being here. Thank you to my amazing mods. I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.